It's 6 o'clock. The polls are open and primary voting starts now. Everything you need to know to cast your ballot coming up in a live report.
I'd like to share it with all the people who needs it so they could live like I live.
And many can keep their hopes and dreams of winning the lottery alive this morning. Nobody won that massive Powerball jackpot last night. We'll share how much is now up for grabs.
It's very disconcerting to think that the students here won't have a functioning library next year.
A former librarian at Hartford Public Schools speaks up about how budget cuts will impact students in the next year. We're going to share his message ahead. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now. Good Tuesday morning. We hope your morning's off to a good start so far. Thanks for being with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Symphony Privet. Thank you for joining us here. Let's check in with meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli as she joins us outside. Good morning, Rachel.
Now, let's go outside to the New England Patio and Hearth Outdoor Studio.
Good morning. It is a nice start here in the capital city as the sun continues to come up here in the 6 o'clock hour. Now you may be noticing as you step out a little bit of haziness, a milky start to our morning as well. Smoke from the wildfire is going to impact our forecast, or at least what it looks like outside at times today. Shouldn't impact air quality too much, but just something to note. As we head through the morning hours, temperatures right now are a little bit warmer than this time yesterday, anywhere from 3 to about 7 degrees warmer. So not a drastic difference, but with that humidity that has increased overnight, it feels a little bit muggy outside. It's still comfortable, not necessarily needing a jacket this morning, that's for sure. Yesterday I was thinking about grabbing that extra layer in the morning. 65 degrees in Putnam, 69 to near 70 in Hartford right now, as well as in New Haven, 64 in Torrington. With those dew points, the humidity, that measure of the moisture that's in the air, that is elevated. We're in the mid to upper 60s. Yesterday morning at this time, we were in the upper 50s, so there was a bit of a difference. So a muggier start to our morning. By the afternoon, still hazy, not as hot, with temperatures in the mid 80s. Still slightly on the muggy side at times today, but overall I think the forecast is trending in the right direction. Into tonight, we'll see a drop in the humidity, which leads to more comfortable conditions as we head through the back half of our work week. So high temperatures today around 86 in Wallingford, 85 in Branford along the shoreline. A nice day for the beaches, although if you are heading to southwestern Connecticut, be mindful that there could be a brief passing shower towards the late afternoon and early evening. So taking a look here, North Avon around 85 degrees, and then towards the capital city around 87. For tonight, temperatures dropping back into the mid 60s. The day tomorrow features temperatures in the mid 80s under mostly sunny skies. And we're really going to start to see those improvements after about Thursday. Now, Thursday also comes with an opportunity for a passing shower or two. That also is going to help us out and drop that humidity into the back half of our work week and into this upcoming weekend. This weekend is shaping up to be a beautiful one. We'll have more details on that coming up. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Rachel. Let's get you caught up with our morning commute in the 6 o'clock hour. Your drive times are looking good for folks traveling along 91 near the capital city. If you're heading from Rocky Hill to Hartford, speeds are right around where they need to be. That's a quick commute of 6 minutes. And if you're heading on the southbound side from Cromwell to New Haven, you'll get there in just under 30 minutes. Here's a quick look at the traffic flow this morning as we check out 84 in Hartford, and we're checking out New Haven this morning, as well as Meriden and Fairfield. You want to be on the lookout for any potential road work. There is some road work along Route 15 in Wallingford. It is closed between exits 61 and 65. Be sure to slow down and look out for those workers. We've got another update for you coming up in about 15 minutes. Voters across the state will head to the polls in today's primary elections. It'll give us some real perspective on whether voters will stick with the incumbents or they want to shake things up with new faces in crucial roles.
And depending on where you live and your party affiliation, that's going to determine what you're going to see on your ballot. Fox 61's Aaron Coogan is live in Hartford this morning at the YWCA polling center. And tell us a little bit more about what voters in the capital city are going to be seeing. What's up for debate there?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Well, 6 o'clock now, and the polling places across the state are officially open. You can see here at the YWCA, we have volunteers putting up those need-to-know signs if you are coming down to cast your ballot, and you do have several hours to do so. 6 o'clock is when doors open across the state, and those doors won't close until 8 p.m. tonight. Now, if the same goes if you're voting absentee. You have until 8 p.m. to submit your ballot in those official town or city drop boxes. But of course, need to know is if you are planning to cast your ballot tonight, all registered voters are required to bring a valid form of ID to your polling place. A Connecticut driver's license works, but you can also use an active work ID or student ID alongside signed credit card or current utility bill. You do have to be registered in order to vote. Your selected party affiliation determines what ballot you receive and whose names you will see on the ticket today. Now, if you haven't registered, you cannot vote today. There's no same-day registration available for the primaries, according to the Secretary of State's office. That does change when it comes to the general election. But of course, hundreds of volunteers like the ones you just saw across our state will be outfitted at each polling site to answer any questions and help coordinate the voting process. But there are election day resources, including an active hotline and email to address any issues at the polls. Those resources can be found at the bottom of your screen. You're gonna want to thank your volunteers today because they are going to be hard at work for several hours. Again, the polls open from 6 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. tonight. If you are in line at a polling site across the state at that 8 p.m. cutoff and you're in line, you still will be able to vote. But again, you want to get in early. We haven't seen the first voter here yet in Hartford, so you can be the first one to come on down and place your ballot. But of course, we're going to be checking in throughout the morning, every half hour, to see if those lines grow, and we're going to keep you updated on air and online at fox61.com. We're live in Hartford. Aaron Coogan, Fox 61.
All right, Aaron, thanks. Yeah, those lines can get very long. Get out there now, beat the crowds, cast your vote, and be done. Aaron, thanks for the update. Appreciate it. And be sure to join us for live results and expert analysis on the races that matter. We're going to have a live streaming special for you at 9 o'clock tonight. And then that's going to be followed by full coverage during the Fox 61 News at 10. And out of the news this morning, nobody won the massive Powerball jackpot in last night's drawing. So now it rises to an estimated $975 million. That is an unbelievable number. Now, 6 tickets sold here in Connecticut did win $300. That's according to the lottery's website. Just before yesterday's drawing, we spoke with some people in West Hartford about what they would do if they won the jackpot. Willie Grant says he has a couple of ideas.
Buy all the expensive things I ever wanted to buy, like designer clothes, flashy cars, like the stuff that seems like impossible to reach when you're just a regular working class person, like, probably ourselves or whatever, but just do like something very like luxurious.
Absolutely. Get after it if you got that much money. Now listen up, the next drawing, Wednesday night. Again, the estimated jackpot sits at $975 million.
I think everybody loses in this situation. It's not just, me losing a job that I loved and being moved to, somewhere else. It's about the students and the staff losing that glue.
We've been following this story for quite some time now, the lack of librarians in Hartford Public Schools. This year, all 11 Hartford Public High Schools will not be staffed with librarians due to budget cuts. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot spoke exclusively with the last one.
Don Curtis tells me he found out he wasn't returning to the high school as a library media specialist in April. He says he'll miss his students the most.
It's like having the rug pulled out from under you. It's very disconcerting to think that the students here won't have a functioning library next year.
Don Curtis was Hartford Public High School's librarian for 4 years. He says the library is more than a space to check out books.
Students would come in for lunch because maybe the noise of the cafeteria was a little overwhelming for them. They would come in just to meet friends. I had board games, so they would come in and play chess. They would come in and play Connect 4 or Battleship or something. Uno was really popular. They would come in. I had some guitars, so they could come in and practice guitar.
And the list goes on. As it stands now, there are only 5 librarians in the district. Curtis was the last remaining high school librarian. He worries how this will impact students district-wide. Fox 61 did reach out to Hartford Public Schools regarding this elimination. We haven't received a comment.
That's tragic. I mean, we're really not setting these students up for success after they get out of school here if they don't have the library habit in their lives of checking, whether it's college or the public library, whatever it is, knowing what questions to ask, knowing to even check the library for whatever information, whatever help they need.
On top of being the library media specialist, he held programs in the planetarium and the observatory. Additionally, he received a grant to fix both.
I got somebody in here to clean them up and make sure they all work, oil it up and everything. And so we've been able to hold programs in the planetarium. I've had students in the observatory looking at the moon through the telescope. We've had like solstice celebrations, equinox celebrations in the planet.
Looking back at his time at the high school, he'll miss the conversations with his students.
And they just kind of stop in to say hi. They ask me how my weekend was. They, talk to me about their day or what's going on in their lives. And so, just having that interaction with the students.
Curtis will still be working within the district. He was reassigned to an elementary school for the school year. In Hartford, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Okay, thank you. Well, new this morning in East Hartford, officers had an area of Main Street blocked off last night. Now, police, they say they couldn't tell us what they were investigating. We are working to get more information for you. As soon as we get an update, we will get that information straight out to you.
The New London community is mourning the loss of a teen who was riding a moped when he was hit and killed by a truck. Police say that crash happened on Sunday between Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. Officers have not identified the teen just yet, but they did say he was 17 years old. Neighbors, like Mark Sebastian, say deadly crashes are becoming more frequent.
It's a shame, his life is just beginning at 17 years old. And it's not just this young man, it's his family and the ripple effect of everyone that it's connected with, all the students that, this person's just starting out, not even able to vote yet, and the life is cut so short.
Other neighbors we spoke to say their hearts go out to the families affected by this tragedy. 6:11 now, and the death toll continues to rise after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake shook Western Colombia yesterday. CNN reports that at least 132 people are dead and more than 1,600 buildings are damaged. Elected officials in the region have also reported dozens of injuries. Search and rescue crews are continuing to look for people possibly trapped in the building.
6:12 coming up next here on Fox 61. A new 90-day waiver could change how oil and other goods are shipped. We'll tell you what it could mean for gas prices and your wallet.
Also ahead this morning, a New York City tax on certain multi-million-dollar homes is temporarily on hold this morning. Why a judge blocked that tax and what happens next.